Hello everyone and welcome to another Lost Caverns of Ixalan traditional draft. And let's see what the packs have in store for us this time. Souls of the Lost is... I think it is a good card. But is it like first pickable out of this pack? It might be, because this pack isn't particularly strong. You could take a Ruin Lurker Bat and go for one of the better archetypes. And I mean, by better I mean the ones that are easiest to draft, because blue and white and red have very large number of high quality cards, or at least better than average quality cards. So it's easy to make a deck. Like you could play a deck that has an Oaken Siren, Ruin Lurker Bat, and while neither of them are like the best cards of all time, they are very nice, better than average quality cards in such decks. Alright, but it's more fun to play with the rares, isn't it? And I have tried to make the Descent deck work. I have had a couple of 2 winners with it, also one worse one, but at some point I'm gonna get the Descent deck, which will, go to 3 match wins. Am I not? Alright. I'll still took the rare here, because this can be quite good. First of all, the sacrifice a permanent part can be mitigated by playing stuff that you don't mind sacrificing, or you can also just discard a useless land. But the point is that this will be later in the game, like a 6-7 or so, and it only costs 2 mana, so it's, while it doesn't have a trample or flying or anything like that, it's just a huge, very cheap creature later in the game. Of course, as a 2-drop, it's not very exciting. Here I could take a Deadweight, I could take a Petrify, Malamet, Battlecliff, even the Fanatical Offering, but I would take the Deadweight over that. And I think it's better to stay black now. Deadweight is totally reasonable pick here. Also, it is a permanent, so permanent based removal, which means it will count for the Souls of the Lost while it's in the graveyard. Alright, Spelunking here. I will try to draft the cave deck. I mean, so that in a recorded draft. I think I have drafted twice a cave deck in an unrecorded draft. The other one was pretty nuts, but it still lost a lot of games. It wasn't a good result, but the deck was really good. But I just had some maybe bad luck in the games. But I will try to make a video out of a cave deck. I'm not taking the Spelunking here. Of course, if I took a green card, it would be the Poison Dart Frog. I could take the Nikanzil and abandon, well, not abandon, but kind of consider just going to blue-green. But I think if I'm taking a green card, it's not Nikanzil, it would be the Poison Dart Frog. Deep Goblin Skull Taker isn't bad. The Inverted Iceberg is good also, probably as a consideration. But I think the best card is the, given what I have, is the Poison Dart Frog, and maybe I can try to do another. I have another shot at the black-green Descent deck. That said, there's a Molten Collapse in here. Oh boy, so there is another frog. I was looking at that. Yeah, maybe I should just take this and, try to make it work. But Molten Collapse to pair with my 2 black cards wouldn't be a bad idea at all. I'm just wondering if this is here only because no one, the people to my right are not drafting black. Because if I took this, I would want red to be open. So it might be still better to take the frog, because I don't see any other red here other than the idol, which isn't particularly great. There's also a frilled cave worm, which would be working with the descent kind of stuff, and blue-black descent would be interesting too. But I have one frog. I'll just take the frog and kind of hope I don't have to be sad about it, because if I got past like an upgrade now, that would be pretty insane. Now, I didn't get an upgrade, but why is a Copper Rock the Sunborn here? The best of the 10 signposts. All the signposts are good. This is clearly the best one. This is just insanely good. It's just a 4 mana. I mean, it wouldn't need to be even a 4 mana 4/4. It could be a 4 mana 3/4, 4 mana 4/3, or something like that. And with this ability, it would still be amazing. It's also having very good stats, in addition to having an insanely strong ability. Now, I don't think I'm taking a right red card here though. I could take the Tithing Blade. I could take the River Herald Guide. I think I like the guides like slightly more, so let's take that. Twists and turns. Bristle back. ETB Creature Explorers, you get the Scribe 1 first whenever you explore for any reason, and then this becomes the Mycoid Maze. It does like 3 things, none of which is worth a card, but combined it might be. I mean, I could just take the Bristle back. It's actually also a way to just give more decent. Now, I don't have anything other than the Souls of the Lost that care about the graveyard. So maybe I will need to be like a flexible here. I just don't think that Twists and Turns is that great. I'll take the Bristle back. And a very good sideboard card. I think I saw one Pilgrim earlier too, but this is a card that can be really good in certain matchups. The Veteran isn't, Axel doesn't pay off. But I think the Eclipse is such a strong sideboard card, I should take it. There's also a Brachy's Blunder still, but I'm gonna take the Eclipse. I don't mind ignoring either the black or green, but hopefully I will be able to play one of them. But I'll take the Eclipse in case I end up in black, and this as a sideboard card is very good against a certain decks in the format. Okay, so there are some green here. By the way, I don't think I saw many, good red cards. There was like the Rumbling Rock Slide, which is not amazing, but it's fine. But they are not taking the black-red removal. I don't think I got hurt by it. I do have these green stuff being passed to me. And thing is about the Dreadmore that if you don't draw a card with it, even one, it's not so great. I actually do prefer having the 3-drop here over the 6-mana 6/6 Trambler. Yeah, I think it's just what I'd rather have. I mean, if I was red-green specifically, yeah, I would take the 6-drop because also red has, red has also dinos, but not in a potentially black-green deck. That said, my deck isn't really a decent deck so far. I'll take the Tendril here regardless because it's, a 2-drop that is like, okay, Veteran, sure. I am mostly green here based on this pack. I did get a Rumbling Rock Slide here, so I could still consider red-green dinos. I could take Eaten by Piranhas, which I think I like slightly more than the Rock Slide, in case blue would be somehow open. I think the Rock Slide is so mediocre that I can just take the blue card for now and see how is that gonna go. Walk with the Ancestors. Am I gonna play that? It's not a totally bad card, especially if I have a couple of mana accelerators. Let's try this. I don't think I like the idol. Oh, what is this doing in here? No one is white-red, that's what it means, but the person who opens the pack or gets this as second pick should usually take it. I'm taking it here just because yeah, I know there was a black card I could actually play in the green-black deck, but it's not that, fantastic, so I'm just taking this because I hate to pass it so late. All right. So, options. I think it's a rather easy 3-fold Thunderhulk though. It's 7 mana, but incredibly good, especially if you get to attack with it. And even if you don't get to attack, so the opponent kills the 3/3, you got that one once anyway. But the reason I like this maybe a little bit more than usual is that I have already 2 Poison Dart Frogs, making it easier to hit this mana requirement here. Also, it's totally colorless, so it doesn't really care about my colors, although this is not the card I'm gonna play in every kind of deck, like a white-red aggro, blue-red aggro. Probably I won't be playing 7-drops, but here I can do it. Other stuff is not worth considering here, so over the Thunderhulk. Okay. What a pack. First of all, there is another Kabarok the Sunborn here, which I actually could just take and move on to red-white. But there is also a Geological Appraiser. Very good, a red card obviously. And then there's a Restless Ridgeline. I didn't get really black past to me, so I should actually ignore the black now. But I don't know what is the actual setup here now. I guess I could take the Appraiser even if I mean, this came so late in the previous pack. Is there a chance this comes back to me again? Whatever it is, I'm gonna take the Appraiser. Let's keep the option open for red-green and also white-red. There was also the 1/1 Vigilance Flyer there. So there was a good white card too. Can that... Now it would be pick 10 if the Sunborn came back. This was later in the previous pack. I'll keep that in mind somehow. There is now another deadweight though, but there is also some other cards worth thinking about. Now, if I would be 100% sure that I'm gonna get the second Sunborn, I would just move to red-white here. And take Petrify in that case. Over the Tinker's Toad and Red Moss Ire. Now, I can't just, assume I'm gonna get it. But I guess I could be also white-green. I'm thinking about the Petrify. Now, there is a Red Moss Ire, which I would take over the Rumbling Rock Slide, but... And this rare, by the way, isn't very good. I'm not considering that. Red Moss Ire would work. I'm actually taking the Petrify, because white-green could be the deck here. No green here. Black is not good. Okay, I think I'm gonna cut the black out. I know there was a deadweight, but I'm not really convinced the black is open here based on the pack 1. So what do I do in here? There's a Tinker's Toad. I took a Petrify, so I think I might take the Toad. It's not the greatest necessarily in red, white, green. But I'm really thinking that if I get the second Sunborn, I'm just gonna be white-red. So I tried to kind of draft in a way that allows me to go that direction in case pick 10 is gonna be the Sunborn. Alright, I'll take the Toad. It's never gonna be that bad. Another Red Mohair Cloud Guard here. Okay, I'm taking the Cloud Guard over the Aspirant. Yeah, it'll be now a fine, I would say, white-green deck if I don't get the Appraiser. Because this green stuff in here, it's not that good. The Poison Dart Frogs are good, but I can ignore the green mostly. I mean, most of these cards here. So I will move to white-red if I'm really getting a Sunborn that late. Aspirant. Oh, there's also very late Captain Storm here, but not much I can do about it. This is a reasonable 2-drop, so let's take that. And here, Adaptive Gem Guard, I'm not gonna mind that. So I'm really focusing on the white cards, just in case. Just in case I get the dream scenario here. Alright, I could take another Toad, but I think I'll take the Jump now, because... Maybe I should take the Tinker's Toad after all. I have enough 3s. Maybe I don't. Okay, this is difficult now. I would take this if I'm gonna get the second Sunborn. But maybe I'll take the Toad, because it will work with the white-green deck. Yeah. It will work in the white-green deck if I'm gonna, after all, end up with that. Yeah, I'm not caring about the black sideboard cards anymore, because I have abandoned black. It wasn't open enough. I'll take the Ceratops, because I'm not playing... I mean, even in the... I mean, in this deck, I wouldn't play the Archaeologist. So let's take the red card. Come on. Look at this. The Sunborn came back, which is not a surprise given how late this Sunborn was in the previous pack, and I just took this like as a joke. I didn't want to pass it so late, but now I need to make some changes. Bye-bye frogs. How do I do it? Just this way. And I think that Thunderhulk won't be played necessarily in this deck, because I might still change my mind, but where are the... Look at my 4-drops. Although, that's a little bit of heavy... Yeah, I have a lot of 4-drops there. Well, let's take something cheap now. The Landmark is fine. I have many ways to craft it thanks to the command, the Tinker's Toad. Alright, Gnome, fine. And I don't need any 4-drops, I don't need any of this. I have a daring discovery here. Let's put the Ceratops there. Fine. Discovery number 2, I guess. I have so many 4s that I'm not gonna play that. The Child of the Volcano at all. Now, well, I have abandoned the black, as you can see. I have also abandoned the green here. Now, the Cloud Guard is really good. I do like the Gem Guard too because of the Tinker's Toads in here. But I don't think I want to play 5 4-drops here unless I get like another Appraiser or a Sunborn. Well, yeah, let's just try to find some cheap place here. And there is a Sunscribe. Of course, I'm missing a lot of cards from this deck now because of the late change to white-red. Alright, I take out the 2 mana 2/2 here for sure. Yeah, the pop has some synergy with stuff like the toad here. This, by the way, an amazingly good card, but yeah. Let's take the 2/2 and hope that white and red are sufficiently open and I get a good 3-drop in here. Let's put the larger size cards here. And this would be also a fine pickup because I just need more 2-drops. But of course, I'll take the Raptor over there. The weaker 2-drop. Sunscribe is, I mean, I just need the 2s and I'm happy to have them passed to me. This is not an embarrassing card. It's totally reasonable. Helping Hand. Well, it doesn't get me the good stuff, which are the 4-drops. So I think I can take the Warscribe. Mostly because it's quite good with the double Tinker's Toad. Now, I could take another Ixalan landmark as well. Because I don't know if I really need this 5-drop. I have even the Ceratops here. I actually changed my mind here. I'll take the landmark. These are also artifact creatures. I think I have in general plenty of artifacts here, yeah, 8. So I will be able to craft these. And it's something that I can, the Scry can be very useful when you have these strong 4-drops to dig to. How many creatures I have? 11. I was thinking about the hammer, but I think I should just take a random 2. I have like 1 dino, 2 dinos. Who's the second one? Oh, the Ceratops, yeah, because I of course remember this one. So the Burning Sun Cavalry would sometimes get a pump. This... Which one of these is better? I don't know if I'm ever gonna play the 3 mana. I'll just take the Cavalry here. It will sometimes be a 3/3. 1, 2, 3, 4 2-drops. I do think I still need more. And this is the last pack. I'm not going to take like a hidden volcano here. I need a spell for my deck. There's another shot at the Warscribe, which is how I'm thinking about the situation here. But I think I don't need a 5-drop. I have 1 of them and a lot of 4-drops, and I might actually have to play all the 5 4-drops. So I'll take the cheap cards now, so that I can reasonably curve out still. Here, there's a sideboard card. Yeah, I don't think I can play the Thunderhawk. Maybe I can play it as a sideboard card, against some sort of deck that I can assume to get 7 mana against. Let's take the Pit of Offerings. It can be, I don't like the main deck, but it can be a fine sideboard option. Here I'll take the removal here. I need, 4 more cards. I don't necessarily get them. I might have to play stuff like Daring Discovery. Actually, Discover 4 wouldn't be so bad. Now, of course, it can easily hit my things that don't cost 4, but cost less than that. But it can also hit these 4-drops. And especially the Cloud Guard, the Upraiser, and the Sunborn are really good hits. So I might not feel too bad about playing this card, if I have to, just to have enough playables. Here I will take the pop though. I could take the Helping Hand, but there's actually not that many creatures to return. So I'll take the pop. Lattice with 2 dinos. I don't like it. I want to be able to craft this thing to make it like a card I'm happy to play. Okay, I got the Vandercliff here. That's nice. That is nice, for sure. This wouldn't be too bad. I have stuff to sack, but I still want to take the 2-drop. And I suppose this is a 5-drop I'd rather play than the Daring Discovery. And Family Reunion. I'll take that over this. This is like a slightly more likely card to be played, like a post board. The Landmark number 3 or just the Crackshot. Guess I'll take the Crackshot now. Okay, this is, this can pick up many good things, I suppose. So it's worth considering, at least at this point. Okay, I got the Hazard also. So I actually did it. I got enough playables that are not embarrassing. My mana curve is a little bit on the heavier side, so I might still cut something, and I think I will. because the Sunbones can give me so much value that it's worth making sure I have the land drops for these things. Yeah, I'm not playing this stuff in here, not playing the 7-drop in the main deck. I don't need these in the main deck either. Yeah, I just abandoned the green, and the only reason was that I took the first Sunborn. I think it was like there were 2 cards left in the pack. I took the Sunborn, even though there was a card for my colors. There was a black card in the pack, and I was still maybe black at that stage. But then I saw this other one, and it came back to me at pink number 10, and I kind of was preparing for it, and I got it the payoff there. Now let's see the creature curve. And how many total? 18, but also Tinker's Toads are creatures. So yeah, I have basically 2 removal spells here. These things become flyers that make other things fly. I will play all the 5 4-drops. Not all the 3 5-drops. That would be a little bit too brave, maybe. That is 7 2-mana creatures. It's reasonable on 5 things to do on turn 3, although the pop, well, sometimes you can just flash these to block something, and it's fine. But yeah, I do need to, I have these 2 removal spells, but yeah, I do need to cut a 5-drop. Now, what is the 5-drop I don't want to have in the main deck? It could be the Archaeologist. This is quite good as an attacker. I like the Strider because it is a good blocker with 5 toughness, and also I have a lot of things to, tap for it to make the pumps really, really matter. I think the Archaeologist is the least needed card. It is card advantage, but I think I like the evasive creature and this, this ability more than the fact that this can pick you a card from the graveyard. So I take this. If the Sunborns were artifact creatures, yeah, then I would surely play the Archaeologist here. So this is now 17 lands with these 23 spells. The Scries also help me to hit my good stuff in here. So let's see how far these Sunbones can carry me. And I will add lands. I think I had more white cards, yes. 60% white, 40% red, although a couple of them are two, both colors. There's also 1 double red. The Scries should help me though, so I think because I just have more white cards, I'm going to play a 9/7 according to the suggestion here. So this is the main deck. I think this is a perfectly acceptable hand. Spyglass Siren. Alright. Well, I have some good uncommon here as well. I wonder if I'm supposed to leave a land on top. So, game plan is next turn Burning Sun Cavalry. I guess turn 3 is Petrify or maybe even the Whirlpool on a tapped creature. I do think the land just makes sense here. I have 2 4-drops now. I want to keep the Cloud Card on top anyway. So it would be really awkward to put the Cloud Card on top and planes on bottom and not draw the land. So I'm gonna be safe here because the 4-drops are so good, both of them. And okay, let's see if this is gonna pick up a counter. It doesn't. If it was a 2/2, I think I would just maybe pull it on turn 3. Do they have another 1-drop? They have a play available because of the priority, unless they are like... Okay, Dreadmaws are dealing with the landmark. Okay, it was a 1/1. I got the Scry out of that. Of course, I took 2 extra damage there too, but it's fine. So yeah, Petrify on the 3-drop probably. This also can enchant artifacts. So if something is about to be crafted into something, because this of course prevents also activated abilities from being activated, so you can in some cases also just enchant an artifact. Wow, they have a double siren. Well, I have a double sunbone in my deck. Alright, well, I don't really care about having this cavalry around. Sadly though, my play this turn isn't gonna be the greatest. Because, I mean, I don't want to use removal on those things, but let's see how they explore. I will use the whirlpool on, I mean, if they use the thing. They actually have missed land drop, so they might be incentivized to use the token, map token. So if this, one of these becomes a 2-2, I'm definitely whirlpooling it, but if all they have is a couple of 1-1s, I don't... Well, okay, now it's very easy. I think they're gonna mill it, or they are not. So they actually don't have a second land, they just still prefer to draw the 2-drop there. Well, they didn't know that they're gonna lose the 2-2, and of course now I have a pretty good turn here, because the Sunborn might seem it maybe doesn't do anything, but Cloud Guard gives me 2 things, and I know they drew a Vandercliff, they did not draw a land. So what 2-mana thing helps here against the Sunborn? Not the Sun Torch. This thing doesn't help either. It could be a bounce spell, of course. And then they can, you know, kill the guard with the torch on the next turn. But now they do that. They just... I didn't have a better thing to do, and of course I'll just do this and get my free discover 3. This card is insanely good. Of course, them having only 2 lands helps me here. But then again, they had the option to... you know, put this to bottom. Oh no, to mill this when they explored. They can kill the guard, of course, now. Well, not now, but on their turn. It will cost 1 mana to equip though, so, and especially if they still miss a land drop. It might be the only thing they can do on this turn. And I still have stuff for the Sunborn. Yeah, they had a good start with double siren, all that aggression, but I'm still at 14 and I'm clearly dominating on the board. Obviously, because I resolved the discover trigger from this thing. Yeah, let's see how they're gonna deal with this thing. They might attack, kill the guard, get a rummage here, and I think I'll just block here, perhaps. What are they gonna discard? What is the worst card? Yeah, the Waylying Pirate's Voice isn't gonna do much, but they have... Okay, they're gonna... They shouldn't have given me that information. That is absolutely critical information here. Because now both of these are artifacts. If I now block on the Vandercliff, they kill the 1-1, and unless I draw like a cheap thing, which is not guaranteed, I could just draw a land. I won't get to do this, so I'm no longer gonna block here. It does mean I take damage a lot, but you know, it's just better to you know, keep sunboning here. Yeah, I do, and I drew the land. If nothing else, I can just petrify something, but of course first I will see what I'm gonna discover into. So I can attack with only this thing, of course. And I'm gonna get a Tinker's Toad, which is gonna give me 2 blockers on the cliff. So I'm not gonna do anything with the petrify. I can just double block with the 1-1s. Do I have anything that discards a card in my deck? I don't think I do, so I might as well play the land. They are not playing black, so discard effects from them don't seem to matter. Although I do have, now that I recall, I do have a Vandercliff. Yeah, I shouldn't have played the land. I should not have played the land. So whatever they're gonna do, I mean, they might have tricks and all that. I don't care. I'm double blocking regardless. I have enough food for this thing to do its thing. But they have a double ire, Red Moss ire. It's actually good against my deck. Okay. Any tricks here? A third Red Moss ire maybe. An upgrade there, sure. I take 1 here. I'm actually starting the Winter Race. I'm not going to sack this to gain life because I can tap it for this Sunborn thing, so I can attack with more guys. Here I get to Scry now. So I'm gonna attack with everything. I have the Petrify post combat if I feel like I should do it. I also have 3 life of course here. And you know, whatever this thing is. Another Tinker's Toad. The Appraiser went away, but who cares? Landmark is good. I can just make it into a 1/4 flyer right away. I still don't need to use the Petrify. I have blocks available and 6 life also available, so I'm not in any trouble here. Of course, when you get to have multiple Sunbone triggers, it's not gonna be easy for the opponent to beat that kind of a curve. I will not curve, but that kind of a sequence of plays. Now their deck is no joke based on these cards. I guess the Blade Master, they need to have a bunch of artifacts to make this reliably into a 4/4 attacker, but I guess they might have it. But of course I'm in a totally decent shape here. So they had a Plundering Pirate, they chose to discard. I wonder what they are digging into. I could also just take the damage because I have such an attack here coming that it might be worth it to keep these things alive. But I have the Petrify here. I'm actually just gonna go for the very long game because this 1/4 Levitator will also, be giving me a more advantage here. Yeah, the cogwork thing can happen. I go to 7. Idol of the Deep King. Targeting a what? Sunscribe Cavalry. That is okay. This becomes a +2/+0 equipment. Okay, I go to 7 now. I don't think I really need to use a toad because... Okay, it's gonna be 1 and... Okay, maybe I sack one of them. Actually I have a win with the Petrify, don't I? Well, okay, fine. Sack this. Doesn't matter anymore. I kind of forgot that. Yeah, I can just Petrify this thing, and this is lethal damage. I don't even need to. And I'm not gonna discover here because I don't wanna show them any more cards from my deck. Okay. Somehow I didn't realize that they tapped out, but yeah, they tapped out because of the Idol of the Deep King. Yep. Okay then. Well, blue-red aggression and something weird is happening with the... So it shows the, the sleeve somehow. Nice bug. Yeah, well, couple of Dread Moss Iris, but how many artifacts do I have that make it... I mean, I'm not going to cut my artifacts. I'll just keep it in mind that I don't want them to get like great value. So that I block in a way that makes the +2/+2 and trample as a combat trick very, very nice for them. And in addition to that, they would be able to kill an artifact from me. So I try to avoid that kind of blocking plays. Now, how about the Tectonic Hazard? I actually don't care about the Gold Fury Strider. I will cut it regardless. Now, I might replace it with the 4/4, but I'm thinking about the cheaper options here. I don't think there is like one toughness creatures other than the couple of sirens. The rest of the stuff I saw have at least 2 toughness. Even this thing unboosted has 2 toughness. But it's a blue-red aggro deck. I should cut a 5-drop here anyway. And I think I'll just do the family reunion, even though it's quite bad. But it is a cheap card. And if I don't find, and as I don't find this thing useful, I'd rather have this cheap card in the deck. So that's the sideboarding. Another fine hand, 2-drop, 3-drop. And now the Burning Sun Cavalry will be a 3/3 attacker. And they don't have a, unless they have an upgrade, they have no play. Let's see if that's gonna happen. Okay, they have either that or they could have the 1/2 with flash. I don't mind if they upgrade this thing, of course. So they decided not to do anything. Okay, Blade Master is only gonna be good on the attacks, and of course I can now attack for 3 with the because burning some cavalry here. It's funny because I think I have only 2 dinos in the deck, so and the other one costs 5, so I need to have this particular combination of cards if I want ever to attack or block with this thing as a 3/3 on turn 3. And now I have the gnome. Yeah, they actually didn't play a thing on turn 1 or turn 2, which makes them being on the play less, you know, troublesome for me because okay, Prounder on there, not on here though. I mean because now, okay, now I understand. Because I'm not really being pressured here too much, so I'll just keep on the race. They might of course get an artifact on the next turn attack as with the 4/4 there, but I will have a petrify. I do want to draw land because I have all 2 mana cards. Yeah, having a 4th land would be incredibly valuable, even if it is just a mountain, because that wouldn't allow me to double cast white spells, but I still have the cavalry and one of these white spells. Torch can deal with the gnome, and it also, yeah, it will attack while they can't. Okay, well, regardless, they're gonna control artifacts. Even though they sack this treasure now they attack, this gets the enhancement, and now they can choose to sack the torch. If this is their only artifact inside, they might choose to not sack it, but that wasn't the case. At least they, or if it was, they still preferred to kill it, which in my opinion makes sense. That was basically the best draw in a sense that I wanted to draw land and specifically a plains. Alright, is it time to petrify or just wait if they happen to have an artifact? It is very likely they have some kind of an artifact or a card that creates an artifact token. So I'm looking at getting dealt 4 damage here. But petrify seems a little bit too early here. I'm going to play the Sunscribe. Or not, maybe the Crackshot. I will just block the pirate with the Crackshot. Now, I have an option to play the Aspirant in here. Now, if they have nothing there, then something that creates an artifact for them, I could actually use a 2/2 and a 2/3 to, double block this and lose only 1 creature. It would be extremely risky, of course. So, just I'm gonna go with the Sunscribe. I'm gonna take the 4 here if they have an artifact, and I'll just trade with the pirate. And then I can, maybe get a scry out of this. I want to get my good 4-drops now. I have plenty of them. Okay, that's gonna kill the Sunscribe, I'm sure. Okay, they chose to kill that instead. Well, there's their second artifact, and they can even make it into an equipment now, but they chose not to. Oh, because it costs 3 mana. Alright, well, no blocks there. So are they gonna use they didn't use the map token. Well, I mean, why wouldn't they use it? If they get a counter here, they would have attacked. No, that's not the case. Oh, obviously, because this was their only. It was the second artifact. Fine. Well, I have no attack now. They're gonna get the +2/+0 thing. And this will create them another treasure token, so they will have this as a 4/4. I don't like it. I can make a 1/4 for myself if I want to. But 1/4 is actually not so good against this 4/3, this 4/4, and this pump effect. Wonder if I'm just supposed to make this into a 2/3. I'm actually gonna do it like this. Just hope they don't have more interaction there. This and petrify in here. Now I can block the 4/3 even if they equip it. I'm not gonna attack here. I don't care about scrying that much. I have this thing for scry too anyway. So now this plundering pirate is irrelevant because this no longer can attack. And this has only 3 toughness even if they craft this thing. So I can block it with the Sunscribe. And then hope to dig into some good stuff with the landmark. They have only one card I don't know about. We'll see if that's gonna be revealed soon. They had 3 pieces of interaction and they have a now not so good one. I'm happy this got the... Yeah, this was actually just... I don't care about the 1-2 there much at all. That was great. Their last card being that. Just kill my 1-2 there. Alright. And there's the Kabarok the Sunborn. Now, am I going to take a bunch of damage here? They have... Okay, they have only one artifact in the graveyard. And none in the battlefield other than this. So they, even if they draw land, they can't actually craft both of them. Because the other one, once they craft the other one, it will exile the torch. And then they will have their idol. Yeah, the other one won't have food to exile, other than this Sovereign's Makua Whittle. The other one, I mean. Alright, so I can take 5 damage. And then ideally just dominate from there on. That's my play. I mean, this will be a 5 power creature. I know the Burning Sun Cavalry could trade with it, but this is what I choose to do. I choose to take the 5. Now, I might not... Yeah, I don't know about the Discover 3 trigger happening, but we'll see. Because I would have to tap a bunch of things. Of course, the thing I discover into... At least it can't be the family reunion. Because I can't take 2 attacks from this thing. I can take only 1. So, let's see. And they have the Dreadmore's Iris in the deck, so it could be +2/+2 and trample at any point. But I suppose I do have a family reunion here. If it helps anything. I'm gonna... Oh, am I gonna scry or well, I have to scry if I want to discover. So, because I need to play the card here. Let's scry first, and then see what happens. They do seem to have some kind of an action there. So they drew an instant that costs not a lot. Alright, not gonna need this. This Gem Guard won't be actually happening either. If I'm going to... So now I have to make the decision. Am I going to tap down my cavalry? Because the cavalry will be able to trade with the pirate. That's the thing. In that case, if I leave the Gem Guard on top, I can play it on the next turn. They can have the -1, -2 annoying thing as well. But I guess I'll leave with that. Okay, I'm gonna play it a little bit safer now. I'm just going to attack with this guy. And not tap my cavalry. I will play it post-combat. There's no counterspell they can play with this mana, so... And I have this hexproof ability here, so let's say they actually, you know, interact with it. I can keep it hexproof. So it will be there to block. I guess if they did find the -1, -2, -0 thing, that's gonna be bad, but... Okay, it's an upgrade, and the sideboard tech works, so now they need to find another piece of interaction. If they do, I lose, but I mean, that would mean them drawing some good top decks back to back. And that is good, but I have a 1/4 flyer coming up. Now, they can actually get this into a 3 toughness creature. That would be bad. No, I got lucky there. I got lucky there. Also, they will threaten to be dealing lethal with that, so I have to jump block. Now, what I can do is... No, I don't have the mana for it. Okay, I lost now. Basically, because I can't discover unless I need to get lucky here. What would be the lucky thing? The Exile spell isn't there, the Petrify isn't there anymore, so interaction isn't there. And they... No, they don't have another artifact. I again forgot that. That's correct. They can't craft this, because they have no artifact other than their existing equipment, and of course there's no point crafting with that. Okay, so they need to draw a cheap artifact. Well, they have 6 mana, so it's not impossible. But if they draw land, I'm not dead. Because I can make this into a jump blocker. But that's all it's gonna be, a jump blocker. That's not a way to win the game. So I'm gonna hope they don't draw any way to beat me. And I'm gonna go for the discover right now. Of course, if they block here, I would be very happy. Okay, so now they might have a pump effect, they might have an artifact. I will lose to all that. But if they just draw a basic land, or even a cave that enters tapped, I'm the one who's dominating here in that case. I think I had to take that risk because this gives me the best chance to win. If I just used this, then I wouldn't have mana to play the gem guard. Alright, they drew a land and that means they can't even attack because they are facing lethal attack. It's actually a lethal attack if I find a permanent now, which I can tap for the gem guard. That's right. Because I can use the landmark and whatever I draw in that case. Okay, they just choose to not even try to win. Because they could have left it as a blocker on the Sunbone, and then I have only 5 power. Let's say I draw a land here. Then I of course have only 5 power in here, but now this Sunbone would trade with the scout and they would have nothing and I would be able to craft this, so I would have a win on the next turn. And I would still be at 5 life, so if they have like a haster, I would still have this as a blocker, so yep. Them drawing the land here is now... That was the key. Also them exploring into a land when the plundering pirate could have gotten a 3rd point of toughness, and then this would have only been a jump block. So I needed to get a little lucky here. Okay, on the play this time and still having these good starts here. I think this is the 3rd game and it's a 3rd game where I have exactly 3 lands with both colors available. And now, well, that's the combination I actually want to draw. If I'm gonna ditch the planes, I don't want to have the 5-drop. I think it's worth it because this can be quite heavy, high impact card. I'm going to keep them. That doesn't make me have an explosive start, but it makes me have a decent enough start. Okay, blowgun, sure. Blowgun is not gonna do anything yet. Alright, so I get a scry now. I do get a scry now. Let's of course play the land here, so if I need to use the pop I can. And it will be my turn 3 play here, of course. I'm not going to use the 2nd landmark. And I think I will return this for the 1 mana scry 2. It is something I can use mana, for which I can use mana. But let's see, of course, also what do I have here now. This is the point where I'm not going to keep a land in here. If I draw, all spells from this point on, I guess I have 1 more 5 mana card, but that's it. So, I mean, it's going to be good whether I draw lands or spells. But I don't want to draw multiple lands, which is the reason I put this on the bottom, even though I could use here a 5th land to cast this thing, but I'm gonna draw the land at some point, or all gas. Maybe I draw the other 5-drop and then no land ever again. Okay, they have actually a missed land drop there. Well, let's put some pressure on the battlefield. Return this. It's not like I'm gonna craft this anytime soon because the Sunscribe didn't die here now. Okay, let's scry first, because if this is like a land I can just scry to bottom and then... Okay, well, it's not a land, it's a card I'm going to keep here. So I'm kind of wasting one of the scries here for the landmark, but it's no reason to not play the landmark. So Petrify will be on top. And if there is a land after the Petrify, or I mean, if it would be before the Petrify, I would have taken the land. Now, next turn, Tinker's Toad gives me food for the landmark, so I think I should actually draw the Tinker's Toad before the Petrify. I don't think that 3-drop is such a... Yeah, I'm gonna draw the Tinker's Toad and hope I don't need to petrify on the next turn. And I'm not going to play the landmark number 2 here because I don't benefit from the scry at all. And I don't really need it on the battlefield. Okay, they just missed the third land drop many times and that's game. I saw 2 mountains. There's no reason for me to do any sideboarding. I don't know how good the family reunion will be. So let's go. Okay, it seems like they did not sideboard either, although they saw my archetype and some cards in it. I guess they don't care about sideboarding. Well, now it's my turn to get a mulligan here at least. And this is fine. I have 1 double red card in the deck, the Upraiser. So I can teach the planes here. I don't think I have any double caster white. Okay, they went to 5 here. It's 4. Okay, this is a non-match. Non-match unless they get like an insane 4-card hand. Oh, they let me go first too. Didn't even realize that. Well, yep. I know I have a 5-drop here, but I'm not gonna draw any lands to this hand. Toad, pop, toad. Okay, they hit their lands now. But they are, of course, they did mulligan to 4, but yeah, these are not 2 different kind. I saw mountain. Ah, 3rd color. That explains something. I'm willing to just take the trades here. Look at this. 3 planes in there, and I have basically drawn. I'm happy I got rid of them. Now, here I will just offer the trades, of course. I'm gonna get another shot because these 1/1s are really good against the pop. But I can now return the Tinker's Toad. And next turn I can play the Strider and play the Tinker's Toad then later on. But yeah, they have 3 colors because I saw mountain in the first game. That of course does explain mana issues if you play 3 colors. Unless the black is like some kind of a splash only. Okay, let's pump this pop here. So I'm gonna, and again I drew a land. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 9 lands total. Alright, but I can pump the pop here because this ability can target any creature. So like this, they take 5 for trade, and I'm happy with either option. Next turn I can, with the Toad, pump even more. Sunbird Standard, so they can give this a counter. Okay, they can give it 2 counters now, but then it would be tapped, so they are only gonna give it 1, right? But it actually doesn't help them, because I can pump. Well, it depends on what I draw. No, it doesn't. When I cast this, I will have 3 additional permanents. Oh, they went for the double pump regardless, but you know, the point here is that I can do this. And I can do this. So even if they had this thing as a 4/4 untapped creature, this would be something they would have to basically trade with the pop or to go to 5. Well, they go now to 5. And I don't need the life here. So what I'm supposed to do... what I'm actually supposed to do is play around rat effects. Because I could now play the mountain, which I'm not going to do because they play black, I might have to exile it. I could craft with the Tinker's Toad, have a 1/4 flyer that makes some other guy fly. But the best chance for them to beat me here is to get the white 5 mana rat effect. So I'm of course in a position where I can play around a rat. I'm just totally winning this game. So I'm not going to make this into a creature that would die. Especially because I do have the Petrify here. So this is now going to mean... Well, they have the Tinker's Toad and the mana to use it. So they are at 8 currently. That gets a counter. This won't be Death Toucher on my turn. It will only have a reach on my turn. So I guess now I can... No, I want to be keeping it as something to tap. Because you know you can craft with stuff from graveyard, so if I was planning to craft this on this turn I could have sacked it for life, but anyway this I think is now gonna be an easy win because this thing trambles and I can, thanks to me drawing the guard here, this is actually pretty insane. So I have many ways to do this, but I choose this. I can just make every creature into big threat. And they can only block one of them. So doesn't matter which one they do. Actually I don't even need the final attacker, but might as well pump all of them. Okay, well this was a non-match. The first game they had mountain, no further land drops. And this game I mulliganed to 6, yes, but they mulliganed to 4. Oh, I actually did need the final attacker because I forgot the thought there. Yeah, I needed the 9 damage specifically. Well, 8 would have been good enough too. Okay, I'm on the draw, but with the landmark I should find at least one mountain. They mulligan. I mean, I'm not supposed to. I should is for the wrong word, but it will at least get me closer to a mountain if I otherwise can't find it. And of course, any land will give me the Tinker's Toad. And I need one mountain only for the Sunbone. And this will come later, but now that I drew the mountain right away, I will happily keep one other mountain, but I don't need the... Yeah, this is fine. I won't have a play for turn 2, but apparently they don't have either. And of course then I can go Toad, Sunbone, Upraiser is pretty good stuff. Okay, and this is being a 3-1, which is even nastier for them because the Toad tokens are really good against the X1s, of course. But they did get a land out of that, so... Okay, that is... Well, the fact this is a 4-4, it just makes it so good. I can even attack into a 3-4 here. Now, let's just do this. They can of course remove it, but there's no reason for me to not do this move right now. I guess I could go for the Upraiser. Because then on the next turn I have a 5th land drop and the Whirlpool. Maybe if I have a 6th land drop I could use the Whirlpool when they like double block, but I'm actually fine with trading with the Spider here. Of course the 5 drop could be something nastier, but I'm gonna play this now, maybe get one, you know, trigger out of it. 1 is all I need here. So unless they have like a 4 or 5 in there, or a kill spell, this is fine. I can even save this with them pop actually. Oh, well, now I'm happy I got the Sunbone here, because they could have taken it away otherwise. So I think they... I mean, if they don't take the Whirlpool, I'm gonna get back my thing. But if they take the Whirlpool, I mean, I have my Upraiser here, which is also very strong. But they realized that they probably have to take the Whirlpool. And now they know about the pop. Okay, this can allow me to rummage. But I think I'll just play the Upraiser here. Unless I want to just have the pop up, which isn't a bad idea. Well, I will tap these things regardless. So let's see what happens when I go for the discover in here. Because it's quite likely they will just, you know, double block with the whatever my other Sunbone thing. Yeah, I think I will still just be totally fine with trading with the Spider in here. Because if I return this to my hand, it's just so awkward to recast it on a later turn. I'm gonna do this, and I got one free card out of it. And now I will just play the Upraiser here. And see what else to discover into. A Petrify. Well, I think I'm gonna put it in my hand. I'm definitely not petrifying the bat. I need my card back at some point. And this is not a threat at all. I'll keep the planes here because they might have a, you know, thing that makes me exile a card from my hand. I will get punished if I draw land, and I need 6 mana. I don't think I get punished. This is fine. Another chance. Alright, let's see what they find. They have a spider. Okay, they have also this Dreadmaw here earlier. Well, I have a Petrify. So one big thing I can deal with. But they can cast. Yeah, the problem is I actually need to deal with the stomp. Well, one of the big things. But I mean, they might just take. Yeah, they took both big things here. So whatever they cast now will be getting petrified. And the other one is gonna actually draw a card from this stomper, but that's how it goes. I have a landmark here. I mean, this will start flying and making my other guys fly as well. So I'm not worried about these. This won't be able to attack thanks to the petrify. And they can attack with the 1/1, but it's only 1 life. So as long as I don't pump this guy's power, I'm fine. So there was the 6th land now. I'm gonna petrify this. That's just going to happen no matter what. I get the scry here. I might as well play this in case I wanna use the. I mean, the pop can get the appraiser back, but it's not necessarily so important. Let's attack now. I will attack with the. No, that thing too. I don't need this land. So. Oh, they choose to block the Sunscribe instead of the Appraiser, so I do have the option to still. Okay, so the point is they're gonna play this and draw 1 card. I don't need the life from here. Oh, but no, sorry. They blocked the Sunscribe, so I can now leave the Toad on the battlefield and I can just craft with that thing. Because I want to have my flyer, which also makes the Appraiser fly. So this is gonna be 4 damage in the air. And then I have all kinds of shenanigans here. They can't even attack with the bat now. Well, they could have a kill spell on the Levitator, but if they do anything like that, they wouldn't have mana for this thing. No land drop though, they have 4 spells in their hand. Sunscribe. Well, I'm gonna play my stuff in here. I'm not having like a huge clock in here, but I suppose. Suppose it's fine. Another bat, taking the pop here. Well, that's annoying. The bats are really good cards, especially against players who don't have a lot of removal, because now that I think is a problem. They do have the 6/6, which I guess I could quadruple block. Oh, they have that too. I mean, that's it. The fact they took all that stuff and now even have a way to prevent my flyers doing things. Yeah, this is gonna be nasty now. They don't even attack with the Dreadmaw here. Yeah, double bat is really nasty. I know I'm gonna now sideboard in the Tectonic Hazard. Oh, that. Them getting back this spider is really problematic. I do want to save the Toad on the battlefield because I have the 4/4 that can, get counters by tapping things. I think I need that thing. I need to draw that thing to win here. So I mean, there's no attack here. The 1/4 will not be good because they have the spider eating whatever it's gonna attack with. And if this attacks alone, of course, they will block that. Alright, so I need 1/4 that can add counters to itself. That's what I need. Yeah, they have time for all that now. They actually splash for the brass tunnel. This is a good card in a long game. How many spiders they have? Oh, they have a lot of these. Oh, they have a lot of those spiders. And they have now a large descent count here, 8. So if they get some more descent payoff. They are totally online now, like the black-green signpost uncommon. Would be a 7/7 trampler, can't be blocked by more than one creature. Now they go for the Dreadmaw attack. Now I can't take this damage all the time, so what I need to do here is sadly just to lose a lot of resources here, but it's just what it is. This is 4 and then I need 2 more here. Of course I'm gonna be in a bad shape if they have an instant speed stuff here, but I can't justify taking the 6 damage because it's a third of my life total. I would have to block it on the next turn anyway, and this way I save for 6 damage if I block right away. So which one of these is more important, the Scry or the Rummage? I think the Rummage is like slightly better, because I can tap this if I draw the 4-drop I'm looking for. Yeah, let's see what happens now. Okay, they get that back, draw a card. So let's see what I draw here. Just to land. Okay, I think it's not gonna matter much anymore what to do. Yep, that is not gonna. It doesn't matter what I draw at this point anymore. They are not going to lose here. So Tectonic Hazard goes in because of the bats. And what goes out? I don't need all my 2-drops against such a deck, so I think the Burnings on Cavalries are the useless ones. I can use the Crackshot to, tap down a blocker, I suppose. And I think I can take the bigger thing here, the for how about the Thunderhulk? I don't know. It is a deck that plays for the late game, and they have at least 3 of these spiders I saw, so they are good blockers even on the landmark backside things. What I need here is combat tricks, and I don't think the reunion is gonna work, but I think it's the best I can do, so I'm going to do that. How about the Daring Discovery? That's a... Okay, let's cut the... where is it? Reunion. I actually think I should play at least one of the discoveries. Maybe even instead of the Archaeologist. And maybe I play 2 of them. Okay, this seems like a matchup where the Daring Discovery is absolutely needed here. I need to deal early damage and then finish off with the discoveries while discovering something. Now, I still want to play the Ceratops and the Strider. There are actually ways to push through damage later in the game. Gem Guard is good. Pup might actually be the least useful one out of these. Okay, I'm gonna cut the Pup too. So this means I have a less action for the early game. But this is still 5 2-drops. 4 plays for turn 3. But I won't be winning without my top end here, so I'm gonna have this deck. That was a lot of sideboard changes, but I think for this matchup it is necessary. Because my creatures will be outclassed, and I don't have combat tricks or removal to push through, so I needed to do the sideboarding there. I'm not keeping this because the Tectonic Hazard isn't even that good when they can just take it with the bat. So Mulligan. This is a good one, and again I still have a double red card in the deck, so I should do it like this. See what this is gonna scry into. 4th land and a toad. So miss turn 2, play toad, and then I'm gonna take the land here, but I just hope they don't have the bat, because if they take then they have 2 bats in their deck. If they take the Sunbone, I don't have a good I don't have a good game plan in that case, but let's hope they don't have one. Yep, this is one of the very good black uncommons in the set. And my deck is really hurts here. I need to draw the answer, and I have like a few of them. I can make this now into a 1/4 with the toad, of course, but it doesn't really help me that much. Oh, they have a hammer skull. Well, I guess I will petrify that. I mean, they don't have a dino yet, but they will, so... yeah, that's a pretty good turn for them, by the way. Scout into bat into this 6/6 for 3. And the mineshaft spider for 4. Okay, I got my second sunbone. Well, that is a good card. Well, I'm not. Okay, I was thinking about them attacking. Alright, they have 2 spiders here. I need to get the kill spell on that bat. There's no way around it. Imagine if I could punish the double block here. Imagine if I could, but I cannot. No, this is not what I needed here. Yeah, the spiders are so good. One spider isn't good enough here, but they had time to deploy both of them, so... Oh boy, imagine if I just had... I guess there's not that many cards. There is the +2/+0 and first strike. And get a treasure token. That would be huge. I could kill one of the spiders and this would survive. And this would survive for another turn to do the thing. But now I need the hazard on that. A bat. Oh, I mean, also I have the exile spell. That costs 6 or 3 if it targets a tapped creature. But the problem is they have all these cards in hand. Well, I guess that bat is not doing anything right now except being a lifelinker. And now a Tectonic Hazard would be a 2-for-1, so let's hope to get that sideboard option here now. They could attack with the spider. Yeah, I was thinking about that. They probably should attack with the spider. I'm gonna craft with this, so I'm gonna use my only white mana here. I need to do it with the toad anyway, because I don't want to use my creatures for that. There was a double block option there, but it's way too risky. Alright, that's not the greatest set of draws here now. Attack for 1. Okay, they get a spider and this guide here. Okay, they chose to take the cheap drop. Makes sense if they are missing lands. Okay. So a Tectonic Hazard, and I think there's a way. That's not a Tectonic Hazard. I might as well play the mountain. They know about it. So I can attack now. Give it haste. And they have no good blocks. I mean, they can choose to block with the spider, but I would take that trade. Okay, there's the echo. No good blocks here. Come on, Tectonic Hazard. Okay, one more turn to find a Tectonic Hazard, and then there's like a very slight chance here. I don't think there's anything else that can be really good. I need to Sunbone here back. Alright, with this on the battlefield, they just had too much big things, of course, and too many ways to And of course, me drawing these lands doesn't help, but you know, too many ways to kind of delay the opponent's aggression here. They have a very good deck. This is the kind of black-green deck I want to be able to draft at some point. But this has like a very good rare, high quality uncommons here from black. And you know, these actual enablers, because the last time I had a decent deck, I really didn't get many cards like the spider. I had one spider, but yep. Hoping to get something like this later in the in the later drafts. And that was the game. Match number 3. I won the first 2 ones. Of course, the second one was basically 2 non-games. Well, it was at least a decent enough result. But also the draft was funny because I was like black-green, and then I was green something, and then these things made me abandon even the green picks. Though, so it was a funny draft. This shouldn't be going that late. Not in pack 1 when this is like a totally first pickable card. Despite it being 2 colors, but it's so good that it's worth doing a little bit of forcing. But of course the deck lacked a little bit of good stuff. I don't like all the 2-drops like the crack shot here, the Burning Sun Cavalries. They should be something better. I would like to have an upgrade or something here, but the reason is that I, of course, switched to this color pair in pack 2 basically, so you can't expect to get like a very high quality deck. And I think the matchup against the last opponent was just quite nasty. I would have preferred to have matchups against some other, for example, Jeskai color aggressive decks, because I think I had enough early plays to keep myself alive and very, very powerful spells to take over the game. But against the black-green, it was really tough to play with this deck. I think I would lose most of the matches. If I were to repeat the match against that opponent like 10 times, I don't expect I'm winning half of those matches. I would be not the favorite in that matchup. But yeah, that was that, and I will see you in the next draft. Thank you for watching, and bye bye.